All right, cool beans. 3, 2, and 1. We are live. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining here today, Wednesday. And thank you so much for Michelle for joining us directly on Zoom. Today, we are actually going to be going over how do you use visualization in your life? We use it. We're just not always aware of how we're using it. And oftentimes, without meaning to, we're using it in a negative way and limiting and blocking ourselves. So today I want to go over some things with you to just help your awareness get clear. The more we can become more clear of something, the more we can stop that old behavior, clean it up, and bring in the new behavior. So before I do that, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Tammy Workman-Lopez. My company is Sparks Hope. And I am here, just as I was sharing with Michelle earlier, a lot of you know, and some of you who are new might not, I've been dealing with all kinds of things because of a past that brought me down, a past I wasn't aware of, a past that I believed was true about me as a child who was abused and, kind of put down, shoved down, having me think I was not worthy by the way I was treated. I began to think that was proof of who I was. And I was left in anxiety. I was left in not good enough. I was left in perfectionism, and I was left in trying to bend to people's will. I'll do and be whoever you want so I don't get hurt, so I don't get punished, so I don't get rejected, so I don't get left in a corner for days, or, whatever punishment my mom would come up with. And so that proof carried with me into my life. And I had to unlearn that proof. I had to learn new things. I had to become aware of what all that stuff even meant. And so from the time I was 17 all the way through now till I'm 46, just last month, I've done so much work to help myself. And some of it stemmed from initially thinking I was broken and not good enough. But now it's from a place of, I know God made me. I know God made a wonderful creation just like he made you. And I know we're okay. I know we're on a journey. I know that this is every single bit of what you're going through is part of your story, right? That mess that becomes our message. And we get to feel good and confident and wonderful about that. And I come on here each and every week to make sure that everyone seeing this and who you share it with gets that understanding that they are amazing, even if there's stuff going on that seems like proof to say they're not. When I was little, around 7-ish, I was still like the height of the stove. I just remember that. I just remember thinking when my mother would say those things, just remember how much this hurts. Just remember how much this hurts. Just remember how much this hurts. And that was like my mantra. And the idea was I wanted to make sure that I never treated anyone that way. But I didn't realize that I was treating me that way. And so when I do this work, it's to help you create new techniques so you don't treat yourself that way. So you don't accidentally find that your children are treating themselves that way because they inadvertently learned it from you, or you might be treating your spouse that way, or you might be coming across that way in your business where you're shutting yourself down and creating blocks for yourself. And so what we're going to be doing today is stepping into that visualization. We're going to clean up some of the old stuff. As I'm talking, you might go, oh, that rings true, that rings true, that rings true. You got to clean that stuff up that rings true. So then we can clean that up and you feel clear, you feel relieved. And then you're stepping into this new space. Now, I spoke with Michelle beforehand, which those of you who do pop on the Zoom get the bonus of being able to talk to me beforehand. And so I'm going to be adding in some extra special parts that she asked for, which will also help you. And so I want to thank you so much, Michelle, for that, because it's adding in more clarity and more of what we want to have come true in our lives, not just in our business and with our family, but within yourself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to share some points with you that we can take a look at that are really essential to keep in mind. Okay. So the very first thing is understanding our mind. When we give our mind education, then it can stop thinking old ways. So for example, if you're allowing yourself to understand that your brain is your tool, think about it like your steering wheel. You decide where it's going to go, not the other way around, right? And we were talking about some really good points. We can get ourselves stuck in some negative what if. Think about it like a spiral. A negative what if spiral takes you down, down, down into a lower frequency of an emotion, right? I'm going to share one more thing with you that I think you guys will really like. And it's going to show you the frequency aspects. Let me get that for you right now. And the idea is we don't really understand that our frequency, I'm going to stop share, and then I'm going to share this other one. The frequency we're in control of. So for example, when I say frequency, think of like how you feel when you feel anxious, or how you feel when you feel stressed, or how you feel when you're angry. Imagine that those are a frequency and you can change that frequency. Okay, here we go. We're going to share that again. So the idea is you can shift from these lower areas where you might find yourself up into other areas as you're changing your thinking, as you're changing your understanding. You're in control of that with your brain. Most people don't understand that, don't even think that. And if these resources you'd like, just comment in the you're in Facebook. I'll actually, Michelle, I'm going to text it to you. Comment and say, I want this, right? I want the frequency chart, and I'll make sure to get that to you. I want the post that you shared for today. I'll make sure to get that to you. I'd like the recording. I'll make sure to get that to you guys. So when you find yourself in a lower frequency and you're taking a look at what if I should have done this before? What if I had had this before? I'd be so much better off so much earlier. What do you feel? I might feel some guilt. I might feel some shame. I might feel some fear. I might feel some anger, right? It's not going to feel good when I'm thinking that because I'm shaming myself or blaming myself, but I don't even know I'm doing that until now. When you look at these frequencies, you can go, oh my gosh, I'm practicing self-abuse. I'm practicing putting myself down. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was doing that. It's just a part of that negative what if process. It's a self-practice of self-care. And let me try to protect myself from this, right? From this old way. We don't have to do it like that. We can protect ourselves from the old way by saying, I'm so glad I'm doing this now. I'm so glad I can help those old thoughts, those old memories heal. I'm so glad I could share this with people that I know and love. Now, what do you feel? I feel joy. I feel courage. I feel willingness. I feel acceptance. I feel love. I feel peace. I feel enlightened. Look at how just in that couple seconds, you can pop yourself right back up into that frequency. Really cool, right? Okay. So now we're going to go back to those points. And again, let me know if you need these things. And I'll be sharing these infographics, part 1 and part 2 tomorrow. So you can make sure to catch those there. If you'd like them, just comment. I'm ready, right? We get them. Okay. So you're understanding the brain, right? We just talked about that. You're recognizing these opportunities in everyday life, like I just shared with you. And this works with success in every area. It works with your health. It works with your family. It works with your business. Now, what I'm doing is sharing with you general information. So if you need these things individually, just let me know, because it's just like somebody who's playing sports or an Olympian. If you're inside the picture, you can't see everything around you. You can't see your movements. You can't hear your own words. It just is how it is, because we're kind of, you could use blind spot, right? We're kind of blind to that. We're just unaware. We're just unaware. We don't know it. It's not your fault. It's not to blame. You also allow yourself to practice the outcome of the visualization. For example, you allow yourself to think about what it's going to be like. And I want to step you into this right now as we're talking about it. So I'd like for you to close your eyes. And I'd like for you to think about, what is my life going to be when it's the life I want it to be? So for example, when I'm free of any guilt or blame or shame, what's that going to feel like? Okay, so I'm bringing in love. I'm bringing in nurturing. I'm releasing any old habits that might have hurt me. I'm allowing myself to heal old stuff so it doesn't impact me when I think about it. I might have some tears as I connect to it, but I feel like it was just part of my journey. Like I'm reading a book And I have emotions about that book, but I love that story. Oh man, that feels really good. That feels neutral. That feels joyous. Think about what it'll look like in other successes of your life. I'm talking to my family. I'm creating connections. I'm hearing their laughter. I'm feeling their hugs. And this could be family you create. It doesn't have to be biological family. And so it just feels good. I feel accepted. They feel accepted. I feel heard. They feel heard. And you just feel this lightness, right? Like in that frequency, you're feeling that peace, that joy. What about with my business? I am being such a way that I'm bringing more clients to me, that I'm making a change in their lives, that I'm feeling so excited for their successes. And because of it, they're paying me to help them because they want to honor me with what I'm doing to help them. And so I'm hearing their stories. I'm hearing their successes. I'm feeling elated and overjoyed with how I'm able to help them. I'm realizing I am living into my purpose. And notice, what does that sound like, feel like, look like? Does it smell a certain way? So for example, do you smell certain foods that you're cooking, or do you smell perfume when you're hugging someone, or cologne when you're shaking hands or being out networking, or with your family? Do you just smell them because they just smell like your family? Do you feel within yourself, internally and externally, this amazingness? Allow yourself to connect to that with every sense. And you can also allow yourself to imagine that you're somewhere else imagining that. It adds to it. So for example, if you love being in your room and it feels safe, you can imagine you're on your bed, laying there, relaxing, feeling that softness, and having this same imagination. You can allow your visualization. You can allow yourself to think about being at the beach, walking, feeling the warmth of the sun, hearing the birds as you're thinking of all of these successes. So you can add even more to it. If you love to dance or play a sport, or you like to play an instrument, think of yourself doing that and imagining this. Bring every aspect of your life to it. If you're soaking in the tub or taking a shower, you're under a waterfall. The more you bring your senses to this, the more you can relax into it. And feeling so good brings that just even deeper, even more relaxed. The more relaxed you go, the deeper this goes, because you're helping your subconscious mind feel safe with it. Now, I'm doing this on an aspect, again, of it's more general. It's so important, and I would recommend that you do these things to where it's personal. So instead of saying, what if, you're telling me exactly what your story looks like, and we create that recording around your story. Now, there's another piece to this that I want to finish sharing the last parts. Process visualization. So take that same visualization that you just had, and then you pull a part out of it. So for example, that one piece of my personal, I want my life to feel better, removed of any stress or any of that. I feel like I've been hurt. So what does that look like? What are the processes of that? I'm working with my therapist, or I'm working with my coach. I realize I can check in on my thinking and pay attention to that without judgment. I can realize I can check in on my emotions and how to work with that so that feels good. I realize the different tools that I can practice. That's what that means by imagining the process. And so you can see that each one has steps. So you're not beating yourself up for the fact that it's going to take a little bit of time. And then the other aspect, which I love this, thank you so much, Michelle, for adding, realizing that this is a lifestyle. You get to practice this your whole life, right? And you might say, like I have said in the past, I wish I had this before, when I was a little kid wishing to die. Well, the cool thing is I'm not that little kid anymore, and I don't wish that anymore. So it's okay that I've moved through that till now. And I can allow myself to think over that time and say, hey, guess what? Because of that journey, you get to be so proud of yourself because it brought you here, helping so many people. It brought you here to take this on, to realize you want this lifestyle. And so it's like, oh, okay, cool. Just like taking a shower, just like going to the doctor, you know, those things need to be done. It's not like, oh, I got to do that the rest of my life. And if it is, we got to work on that. But it helps you to see, oh my gosh, I have these tools now to practice for the rest of my life. Oh, thank God. I have somebody who can help me do this, and I don't have to do it alone, especially when it's too overwhelming that I can't. Oh, thank God. So it feels so much better, and it feels so much different when you can break it down into the process and not just only visualize it and then turn it into action. That's what's so cool, because it becomes reality for you. And that's how you're able to take all of that and picturing your ideal future. And it's not just a visualization. If we only visualize it without taking action, it falls flat. And so that's your start. And then you're taking action. And so I hope this has really helped you guys. Continue to practice that visualization that we did with all of your senses. You can come right back to this replay and watch it, play it again. Allow yourself, as you're listening to it, journal. What does it feel like? It felt like this. It felt like this. You can pause it. It feels like this. I thought this. It sounds like this. There was this smell. I could smell the ocean, or I could smell my grandbaby as, you know, things are going better with their family, or it could, whatever it is, right? And I walked in and I could smell dinner cooking, or, you know, when I was holding my spouse, I could smell their cologne or their perfume. Or in my business, I could smell happiness all around us because we're having a celebration, right? And there's fireworks or whatever it is. Bring those senses, and you can imagine things and visualize it to the depth. The cool thing about your subconscious mind is when you visualize it with all of your senses, it doesn't know it's not really happening. For your subconscious mind, it is really happening. That's a super cool aspect to your mind that you might not know. If you imagine scary things, oh my gosh, what if this happens? And you imagine it in all these details, because that's how our mind works, it's super cool, then you are creating that experience literally into your subconscious mind, which is why you become afraid, which is why you become blocked, which is why you become backed up on whatever aspect or action you want to take. Because your subconscious mind says, no, I can't let you do that. That's not safe. It's looking out for you. So when you shift that story into peace and love and everything else that moves you forward, that moves away, and your subconscious mind will allow you to take those out of the way. There's no more blocks there. So it's been my honor to walk you through this today and walk you through these steps of understanding your mind, priming yourself for success, being able to recognize these opportunities that I've shared with you. They are part of your everyday, all day. Being able to see the outcome visualization, to see the process visualization, and stepping into your ideal future. This isn't like woo-woo wonderful thinking. This is taking action. You get to take action plan in your life every day. So you feel good and reinforce that visualization as it's moving you into feeling safe to take that action. All right, guys, bring it in. Big squishy hugs. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself. Thank you for being here. Please share this information. Do reach out to me. You have my contact information on all of my posts, my phone number. You also have the link here, intimateconnection.co. There's a few questions you fill out to let me know what areas you want to work on, like what's keeping you up at night. And then we can talk and we can make sure that you are getting the action plan and taking those steps in your life, because you deserve them. Michelle, if you want to hang on 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. Thank you guys so much. You take care of yourselves and know that you are loved. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop this. Let's see. Stop recording. Yes, perfect. So let's see here, and I need to stop this too. Okay, so I can't actually stop it recording to Facebook. That was the replay that stopped. I just wanted to thank you so much for coming and being on here live with me. And you and I can reach out to each other directly. And I'll also make sure to send you, what was I going to say? Oh, I'm going to send you the link for the replay group. And it's the anxiety relief, right? So anxiety relief, negative thinking relief for entrepreneurs. And it's for anyone, but often case entrepreneurs really struggle because it's tough. Oh my gosh, is it ever? But it applies for every area of life.
Will you send me the tools, the graphs that you had?
Yeah, and the infographics, I could totally do that. And what I'll do, since we're on here live, I'll send you in the text, I'll send you a request for your email so I can get those to you.
Perfect.
All right, darling. Yay.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you. You keep taking the steps. You deserve it.
I will do that. Thank you. And you, this is every morning?
Every Wednesday. Yep.
Okay, perfect. But then you've got the replays as well. So
I do. Yeah. There's also the replays from previous. So if you want to take a look at those, you can.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, it's so much a pleasure meeting you. And I look forward to connecting with you even more personally. You're, okay. I'm so glad that we talked about you being able to let go of any of the what ifs, because you so deserve that. I could tell your energy is just sweet and kind, and you deserve more sweet and kind back.
Yes. So we're gonna work through all of this.
Yeah.
We are working.
Yeah, you're doing it right now. All right, darling, you take care.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye for now.